Tu quer adrenalina, já que tu quer lazer. A 180 por hora no grau de XT. Já que tu quer adrenalina, já que tu quer lazer. A 180 por hora no grau de XT.
Hey everyone, this is R.kelly. Thanks for clicking on my video. And I came in, y'all, to talk about R.kelly. There's more talk about him and young girls. Now, this latest that I heard is that allegedly he trained a 14-year-old girl to be a sex slave. Y'all, we have been hearing about R. Kelly's antics with young girls, young women for quite some time now. And my question is, when will we get to the point where we believe some of these people? The reason why I say that is everybody can't be lying on him. When I think of R. Kelly, what I remember is the infamous tape where he's pissing on somebody, because y'all, that was him pissing on that person. And the whole thing with Aaliyah and that marriage that had to be annulled. I believe Aaliyah was 15 years old. And, she lied about her age, and they ran off allegedly and got married. Like I said, we've been hearing about R. Kelly for so long. And what amazes me is that you still have those people out there that don't believe it. They will say, when it comes to the young woman, well, she knew what he was about. Why would she go somewhere with him? It was all about the money for her, the fame, and all the trappings. When it comes to maybe the young person's family, they will say, the parents gave their daughter to him. They knew what was going on, blah, blah, blah. Now, for me, y'all, that's shifting the blame. Yeah, a lot of what they're saying is true, but that does not take away from the fact that R. Kelly has been accused of this for years. Several different accounts, several different young women. A lot of the stories similar, with him taking young girls off, having someone train them to please him. We've heard about sex dungeons and him being abusive and, controlling and all of this, but we still don't believe it. Sometimes I look at this and I say, is his celebrity blinding us to the fact that this could be true? I mean, if he was just Robert Kelly from around the way and we kept hearing all these rumors about him, would we believe it then? Take away his celebrity, his money, and all of the fame and all of that, and think about the allegations that we have continuously heard about him. It's been, what, 2 decades now since we've heard all these stories about R. Kelly. And it's odd that R. Kelly doesn't get accused of anything else, but things to do with young girls. Is always something around sex and young girls and all of that. Now, I agree with a lot of people that said that anyone who takes their young daughter around him thinking that R. Kelly is going to, develop their career and all of that, they're crazy. Because I have a young daughter, and there is no way that if she wanted to sing, that it would be R. Kelly that I would be taking her to. There's no way. Either the parents are, as a lot of people say, money hungry, or they're stupid. But that still doesn't take away the fact that R. Kelly is being accused of these things. See, I don't want to take away the bad thing that he's doing, allegedly, because of the stupidness of some of these girls' families, or the fame seeking of some of these young girls. Because what it is, I believe, is that his fame, his money, it's attractive, you know. The possibility of becoming famous, you know, we have this generation now that they're all well, I'm not going to say they're all, a great deal of them watch these reality shows, watch these people that become famous for little or nothing. And, you know, they watch them rise with the money, the cars, the clothes, the jewelry, and they want a piece of it. And they seek it in any way they can. And R. Kelly knows that. And he knows how attractive that world is to some of these young people. So he dangles that in front of them. What it is they don't know what they're getting involved with. And also, too, I believe you have to have a certain kind of mind to be caught up in that stuff. I remember I was talking to someone that used to be a pimp, y'all. Back in his day, he was a pimp. And I remember, you know, listening to him tell all these stories about when he was a pimp and all this stuff. And I remember when he got finished, he thought he had impressed me. And I had said something like, you know what? That could not have been me. I could not picture myself on the corner selling my body and then giving the money to some man. And then I remember him looking at me, and he said, he told me, that's what separates you from them. And then I said, what do you mean? And he said, see, some women are weak-minded, and those are the type of women that a man like me seeks out. Someone that I can control. He said the fact that you are so strong in your resolve and what you would not do and what you would not take and what situation you wouldn't put yourself in, I would not be able to pull you because you have a strong sense of self. It seems like to me that he knows how to pick them. Some of the women that I've seen, you know, that allege that he has done something to them, not all of them are so attractive. You know, they're just average, everyday looking women or young girls, but they're caught up. And then a lot of people, they'll look at those women and they'll say, R. Kelly doesn't want her. Ain't nothing special about her. But you know what? Evidently, there was something, because she was living on his compound and she disappeared for some years and then popped back up with a story. It's just that all of this stuff with him, y'all, it's too much. And then you wonder how he continues to get off with this. Also, too, why do other celebrities still work with him? You know, I think if I was a celebrity, I would stay as far away from him as I could. So if something ever went down, I wouldn't be caught up in it. I watched this other YouTuber talk about it. I think it was Tasha K. And she was saying that there have been stories that when R. Kelly is in the studio, that he has a room set up beside the studio with a bed in it. And he keeps, you know, a young woman in there. So I guess when he has a break, he can go in there and screw her for inspiration and then come back to the studio. And that's what keeps him going. It helps, keeps his mojo up and all that. And that a lot of these people who have recorded with him are aware of that. You know, they have seen things, you know, young girls brought into the studio half dressed and being made to perform sex acts and stuff. And the reason why they don't say anything is because they know that if if all of this stuff is proven true and they were there to witness it, then people would be mad at them for not speaking up and not confirming some of this stuff. Now, I don't know how true that is, but if there are celebrities that have worked with him and they have been a witness to this, some of these alleged acts that we're hearing about, then they should be ashamed of themselves. Because when you are a man that is in his 50s, because I think R. Kelly is 49 or 50 now, and you're going to get 18, 19, 21-year-olds, it's too much. It's too much. When you are being accused of, being in the company of 14 and 15-year-old young girls, and you are in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, it doesn't look right. It just does not look right. If there is no there, if all of this is just smoke and people gossiping, why is it always surrounding sex and young girls? What is wrong with him? I remember a time when I had gone out partying with my friends, and I was having a good time. It was in the club, and it was dark, and I met this, from what I could tell, very nice looking guy. And he was digging me, and he wanted to dance with me all night, and we were slow dancing, and dancing all fast songs, and he was whispering in my ear and all that stuff. And I remember I had looked up in his face, and I was like, he looks kind of young. Now at the time I probably was about 40, and I was like, no, okay, he just is well preserved, So it comes to the end of the night, and he says, I want to walk you out because I want to get your number. And I was thinking, oh, hell yeah, because from what I could see, he is cute. But as we walked towards the light from out of the darkness of the club, and it started getting brighter and brighter, and I looked up at him, I said, he looks really young. Wait a minute, when we get over here and we're fully in the light, I'm about to ask him how old he is. Now remember, y'all, I was 40. We get out, I turn around and I look up, I say, oh shit. I said, how old are you? And he was like, 27. I'm sitting here thinking, Lord, really? Now at the time, if I was 40, my son was 18. And I was sitting here thinking, if I was to bring home a 27-year-old man, my son would have me committed, y'all. And then the thing is, yeah, he was good to look at, this young man. Yeah, it was flattering that even after he realized how old I was, he still wanted to get my number. Yes, it would have probably been very entertaining to have a quote-unquote relationship with him, but the reality was we didn't have anything in common. I was 13 years older than him. When he was born, I was in the 7th or 8th grade. And I was thinking, good God, you're so cute, but I just cannot take this serious. The fact of his age would have just kept coming up in my head. Even if it didn't bother him, it bothered me. And maybe it was because I was the one that was older. And the first time we got in an argument, if he'd have called me an old broad or an old bitch, I would have been totally offended. I couldn't do it. So it tells me that if this is something that R. Kelly enjoys, something is wrong there, y'all. Because you should not be in your 50s dating someone that's 19, 20, 21. You should not be in your 40s messing around with nobody that age. Not even in your late 30s messing with a girl 18, 19, 20. Because first of all, they haven't lived enough life to even be considered, I don't want to say a woman, because they are women. They're just very, very young women who haven't lived enough life. This man is older, rusty, and been out here a long time. And from what we're understanding, a long time with this cloud over him of messing with young girls. I don't care what nobody say, y'all. Something ain't right about R. Kelly. And I think a vast majority of the public is excusing him because he is a celebrity. They're letting him get away with this because he is a celebrity and he has all of that money. I cannot even believe that when we watched that video that he got off on that. I can't believe it, because even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder could tell that that was him on that damn tape, y'all. It was him. What have we allowed? How many lives are we going to allow him to mess up? And like a lot of people saying, I'm going to go back to it again. Any parent that would take their child to R. Kelly, knowing what we know now, they're crazy, they're stupid, and they're wrong. Any young girl who thinks that she would be the exception, he wouldn't do this to her, he would really start her career. You know, she's young. She hasn't lived life. I don't even want to call her dumb. She's young and she's impressionable. You got all that wealth, all those trappings of that celebrity life. They're young and they're impressed by that. And he takes advantage of that. And then when he has them so sold up, that's when he makes his move. They say that when he gets them, he takes away their phones. He doesn't allow them to really have contact with their family and their friends. He totally isolates them. And you know what, y'all? That's signs right there. When they don't want you to have anything to do with the people that you grew up with, your family, your parents. What man keeps you away from your parents, you know, that doesn't allow you to see your parents, or brainwashes you to the point where you're saying, oh, I'm an adult, I really don't need to have a relationship with my parents. Hell, there are parents that are in their 90s with kids in their 70s that still talk daily, go to see each other weekly. That is some weird shit when a man does not want you to go around people that have loved you since you took your first breath on this earth. I think we all need to stop pretending or turning a blind eye to who and what R. Kelly is. I feel sorry for any young woman who got caught up, who thought she was going there for one thing and ended up with something else. And I know it's going to be people down in my comments saying, oh, they was money hungry and the parents were getting paid off. Be that as it may, that might be 100% true, but that still does not excuse R. Kelly if this is what he's doing. See, one doesn't cancel out the other. Because the parents are stupid for taking their child, and because the child is stupid for going, doesn't cancel out the fact that R. Kelly got a problem, y'all. He got a problem. I know it's hard for some of you to digest that, because sometimes when I'm reading stories about this or watching other videos and then I drop down and read the comments, sometimes I'm sitting here like, why are these people so hell-bent on always believing everything that these celebrities say? It's like these celebrities are gods and they could do no wrong. R. Kelly is a person just like me and you. The only difference is he has better houses, better cars, and more money in the bank than we do. But at the end of the day, Like my grandfather said, you ain't never seen a hearse being followed by a U-Haul, meaning that when we go meet our maker, he can't take none of that shit with him. He gonna get to God the same way me and you are, with nothing. He's a person just like us. And like I said, if he was R.Kelly from down the street, around the corner, doing all this shit, and all these rumors were swirling around him, what would you think of him then? Would you think, ah, they just hating on him. They just want something from him. Or would you start to say, you know what? There's too much swirling around this guy. It's always about some sex and some girls. What's going on there? That's all I'm saying. I am wondering when all of this is going to come to an end with him. And how is it going to come to an end? Is he going to get some girl off somewhere and maybe hurt this girl to the point where it's going to bust this whole thing wide open because she is going to wake up and, you know, run out of there with bruises or whatever and go to the authorities and tell everything, and this time they're going to believe him? I don't know. But I know a lot of people still are riding or siding with R.Kelly. I don't understand it. Y'all, I'd like to know what everybody thinks. Did you hear about this new person? They're already slamming her, you know. They're already slamming her. That's why I didn't even really go into the details of who she is and, you know, all of that, because people are going to slam her and, oh, she's saying this because she wants some money. You know, y'all, I'm so sick of hearing that. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. As always, I'm curious to know what other people think, and if it was your daughter, you know. And if this, no, forget about if this was your daughter. What if this was R.Kelly from down the street and around the corner? What would you think of him? What would you think of him? Before you type your answer down there, think about how many years we have been hearing rumors about the very same thing over and over and over again when it comes to R.Kelly. It's always the same thing. Sex and little girls. Put your comments down in the comments section. As always, y'all, thanks for watching my video, and I will catch you in the next one. You guys have a nice night now. Bye-bye.